Jose, it feels like a game that will be remembered more for what happened in the last few seconds on the bench than for your team's performance on the pitch. What can you tell us?
I can tell you that the 97 minutes game was so good that you have to focus on that.
Okay, let's start with that then. What did you make of your team's performance over the course of the game?
The best team on the pitch. And if you say before the match, 1 point at Stamford Bridge is always a good result, because it's so difficult for teams to win here. But after the game, the way the game was is an awful result for us and a phenomenal result for them.
1-0 down at half-time, a bit like Newcastle. How much character did your team have to show to get back into it?
Different, because against Newcastle in the first half, we were not there. And in this match, we were there. We had lots of times the ball in the last third. We were not enough aggressive with the ball to attack the spaces, to have some mobility, but we were there. We were there, we were in the game. We controlled their, if you want to call, triggers. Hazard was well controlled, Jorginho. I never saw Jorginho to play so little like he did today, so we were completely in control. We conceded a goal in a set piece, but we were in the game. So the distance between the first and the second half was not as big as it was against Newcastle. In here, after the 2-1, we had again great positions to score the third goal. We were the best team. We were calm. We had complete control, and you know, I hope every referee does the same as Mike did, to give 6 minutes. But normally when I'm losing, I never have 5 or 6 or 7 minutes. But then,
do you understand where those minutes came from?
You know, some changes that every team did. 3 for them, 3 for us. We want to do 2 at the same time, but because Rashford was injured, we couldn't do. But I never saw what the majority of the goalkeepers do in the Premier League, which is to go until the limits of the yellow cards. And David never did that. From us, we always try to play, even with winning 2-1, even on extra time. We want to play. We want to try to kill the game. So we didn't have negative game for that. But that's football. I have nothing to.
What did you make of their first goal? Because even at half-time, Pogba and Lindelof seemed to be disputing what had happened, what had gone wrong. How did you see that?
I don't see, because I'm far. What I can tell you is that we defend mixed. We have some players in the zone. We have some players on opponents. Every player knows with closed eyes which player is his player, which space is his space in case of he is on the zonal. And if something happened where they lost the opponent, or something that made them that way, because they knew it clearly which opponent was his opponent.
Is there more signs of it clicking for your team today? We had the new contract for Luke Shaw early in the week, Anthony Martial, a couple of goals today, another player who maybe the penny is dropping for.
The team played very well. As a team, we played very, very well. And individually, in the second half, they raised the bar. The attacking players, they brought the game into a different dimension. The defensive players, they had a solid performance. Again, I repeat, against a very good team full of very good players. But I'm really, really, really pleased with the individuals, with the team, with the work we did in the last couple of days. I'm really, really pleased with everything, apart of the result, which is an awful result for us.
You showed Chelsea a lot of respect, beginning with your press conference on Friday.
Yeah.
Said you wouldn't celebrate, didn't really celebrate either goal.
Yeah, I was in control.
Yeah. Do you think you got that respect back?
No, I don't think, but that's not my responsibility. You know, I have a certain level of education, socially and sports, and what I did here today, I will do one day in Madrid, in Porto, in Milan. I will try to behave always the same way which I did. But then the reaction of the of the fans is up to them. It's not up to me.
So you're more annoyed with the fans than one of Sarri's coaches who runs across you?
No. I'm not annoyed with anything. And what happened was with Sarri assistant, and Sarri was the first one to come to me and to say that he would resolve the problem internally with him. And after that, his assistant come to me in Sarri's office and apologized to me, which I immediately told, if you really feel it that way and you want to apologize, of course I accept apologies and forget it, because I also made lots of mistakes in my career, so I'm not going to kill you because of one.
What did he do? Just run across you?
Forget it, it's over. He apologized and I accept it.
Okay, thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Well, that seems to be the end of that. One of the things that Jose Mourinho started off by saying was that Manchester United were the better team. Do you think that they were?
No, when you look at the stats, in terms of possession, it was 38 to 62. Chelsea, nearly twice as many successful passes as they did.
You don't like stats, though.
No, but I've sort of joined the stat club. Stat club. Yeah, but see that one, 21 attempts to 7, but when you look below, it's only 6 on target to 4.
It's the most Man United have faced and the fewest that they've had this season.
Man United, I thought, in the second half were fabulous. They knew they were playing against a really good team, a team that will dominate the ball here against the vast majority of teams. But they looked compact, they looked to defend well, and they were breaking really well in the second half. I didn't think that was happening in the first half, but I thought they were doing that in the second half, and they looked really dangerous. From Chelsea's point of view, they did dominate possession, always tried to get on the front foot and stay on the front foot. And I come back to it, their main man had the quietest game he's had this year, and maybe for a long time, and that's credit to United. But for Chelsea's point of view going forward, they're solely reliant on what Hazard gives them, both in terms of creating stuff and the goals he scores. And you saw that with both Morata and when Giroud come on. They don't carry any real threat other than Hazard creating or him himself putting a goal away.
They missed Giroud today. They missed Giroud because you can see the amount of times Hazard's looking up, and Ashley Young did a brilliant job with him, but the amount of times he just wants to pop it into a front man and go and receive that second ball, he wasn't able to do it with Morata. He just doesn't have that same capability in him. I personally, I think Chelsea were by far and away the better team first half. Second half, United looked more, how can I say it, more like a United team that we've associated with in the Premier League for many years. They started to run forward, they run without the ball, but the goals changed the game. That's completely different. I thought Paul Pogba was much better second half. I think the player that hardly gets a mention, but was so influential second half was Juan Mata as well. He started to get on the ball, did a good job stopping Jorginho, and I think that United were far better, but their confidence was up. But they've got to play that for 90 minutes, and going forward, it was a big result for the club and for Jose.